Alrighty, hello everyone, it's Silver Kyle here, and today I'll be talking about the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One because I have pre-ordered one of them. But really, both systems to me have positives and negatives. The Xbox One, to me, has a stronger launch lineup. There's a lot more games that I'm interested in. Also, they have Titanfall that comes out afterwards, and I'm really excited for that. I would probably say that Titanfall is my most anticipated next generation game. Out of all the games for PS4 and Xbox One and Wii U even, Titanfall is probably my number one that I'm looking forward to at the moment. But the PS4 is $100 cheaper, and historically Sony normally gets more exclusives. Right now Xbox One, in my opinion, is winning the exclusive war, but usually historically Sony will catch up. By mid-July is when I finally decided to, go pre-order a system, which you should never do. As soon as you know they are announced and you can go pre-order them at the beginning because there's a chance that you might not get them. And that's kind of what happened with me. But just stay with me for the entire story. So by mid-July, I finally chose which system I wanted, and I finally decided to go out and try to get a pre-order. So I go over to GameStop and I'm like, I'd like to pre-order a PS4. And they're like, nope, can't do that. Well, you can, but I will not be guaranteed to get it day one. And I was like, can't do that. I cannot pre-order something and get it like months later on and miss a launch for next generation consoles, considering that the Xbox One is going to be released around the same time. So I was like, okay, put me down for an Xbox One. So I put my 50 bucks down, pre-ordered Xbox One, guaranteed day one. And then I was like, okay, decision's already been made. I didn't really have to I couldn't make a decision. I had chosen the PS4, but I was kind of on either side because, like I said, positives and negatives for both. And afterwards, though, about at the end of July, I got an email from GameStop saying that they had received more day one PS4s. And I was like, oh my God. So I picked up a few games that I wasn't playing because GameStop was still having a promotion where if you have 5 games that were worth at least $8 in trade back, you can get $100 back in total. So they would bump it up to $20 each game. So I did that with some games that I was never going to play again. And I put down, that's what I was in for, but I was like, oh, by the way, do you also have any other PS4 day ones? And they're like, yes, we do. And I was like, can I switch my Xbox One pre-order to the PS4? And he's like, why would you do that? Because the guy that I was buying it from was a big Xbox One advocator. And I was like, because, man, we had a conversation about all the exclusives and stuff. And I was like, well, there's more games that I want on the PS4 eventually, I think, in my mind. That's what I was saying. That was my argument. It was a lie. I actually wanted more Xbox One games. But I was like, well, Titanfall, and I'm serious, if Titanfall would have been a launch game for the Xbox One, I would have gone with the Xbox One. Even though it is $100 more, and at the time, not everything was taken back from Microsoft. Most of the big things were, but recently, they said that, the Kinect doesn't need to be plugged in, which is like, hallelujah. Well, I don't know why they did. But if they have that feature, why are they still bundling it? I'll talk about that in another video. I do have a video planned for that, and I will explain why I think that they have it bundled. But I think that people should have the choice because that would probably lower the price in an Xbox One by at least 50 bucks, maybe even $100. Anyway, so I was like, okay, yes, I have a PS4 pre-order. So that is what I'm getting. I originally had the pre-order for the Xbox One. They got some extra PS4s, and I switched my pre-order over, and now I am getting a PS4 for day one, November 15th. And really, what I would like to ask is, what is everyone thinking right now? Are you excited for the PS4? Are you excited for the Xbox One? Are you choosing a side? Are you eventually going to pick up both systems? Because I know that I will eventually pick up an Xbox One. Halo 5, guaranteed, I'm going to be picking that up at some point. Probably as soon as they announce that Halo 5 is going to be released and they have a release date, I will pick it up like maybe a month before, or maybe wait for a special edition Halo 5 Xbox One. That would be pretty neat. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think about basically the Xbox One and PS4, those two versus each other, or are you thinking of just, waiting it out or going with the Wii U, because that is an option as well. Anyway, you've been Bearded, and thanks for watching, everyone. Beardage!